thank you for coming in and meeting with us today. Um, so, as you know, the purpose, as we talked about before, the purpose of this meeting is for me to go through the facts that I have in my notes and get an understanding of the information that DCF has been presenting to the courts throughout the course of the camp protection. And also, um, and also check for accuracy um, in regards to whether or not the information that they're presenting is, from your recollection, accurate.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Yeah. All right. All right.
Also, if there's any gaps in information that you feel are necessary to get a better picture of what's taken place over the course of the past year or so, please feel free to let me know.
Yes, for sure. For sure.
A lot of the information that I'm going to ask you about are things that we've talked about before, so I'm sorry if it feels like you're repeating things that you've already told me. But I just want to make sure that what I have recorded is correct.
Okay. All right.
And also, a lot of my questions will be in regards to allegations that DCF has made about, in regards to how you're doing with the service plan that they've put in place for you and your family.
Yes. Okay. All right.
So if at any time if it gets overwhelming, you need to take a break, please feel free to let me know. Also, if any of my questions seem unclear, you need me to rephrase it, again, please feel free to let me know. So I'm going to start off by going through the facts that I have written down in my notes.
Sure. Sure.
So, you have 5 children in total, is that correct?
I have 4.
You have 4 children. Okay, and 2 of your children are with your cousin Mercedes?
Mm. Yeah, I want to see them.
And those children are David and Jaleesa?
Good job. Yay!
That's Jalissa, 2 S's.
Ages 19 for David and 21 for Jaleesa.
Her sign name is Jalissa, right here, the cheek, and then David here on the chest. Yeah, it's Jalissa.
You working?
No, actually, you know what? She's not 20 yet. David is 19, and Jalissa soon she'll be 21. April the 22nd. Oh, she'll be 21 on her birthday, actually. Yeah, that's my niece and nephew.
And they were actually adopted by your cousin?
You talking about David and Jalissa? Those aren't my kids. Those are her kids. Those are Mercedes kids.
Okay, so you told
My
me
son
that
is
the two children
Jermaine.
that were adopted by Mercedes.
Oh, you got that you confused. My children? It's just heartbreaking. It's terrible what's happened. Jermaine and Sienna. And then, I have my last baby, who's gone. I don't know who took my last baby. They were only 1 year old. One, just one.
And when was the last time you saw your children? Sorry, the last time you saw the two children we're talking about right now. You said you haven't seen them in a while. When was the last time you saw them?
It's been a minute. Seems like forever.
And then, for this particular care and protection, because I just want to back up a little bit. So I'm looking at my notes. So I know initially there was a care and protection that was filed that resulted in the rights to an older, in the rights to an older child being terminated. And now this particular care and protection that we're going to trial for currently is in regards to Sienna and Isaiah, correct? So Jermaine is the oldest child.
Jermaine is my
Yes.
oldest.
Okay.
Yes,
And then
Jermaine's
Sienna
my
and
oldest.
Isaiah. And then finally the youngest would be Harold Jr.
Yes, that's right. Harold
And
Jr. is the
last
baby.
three are the ones that are subject to this particular care and protection.
Yes.
So when you said it's been ages since you last saw your child, were you referring to Jermaine, or were you referring to the last three?
I haven't seen all of them in a while. I haven't seen all of them. And then, it's impossible, for me to see Harold Jr., the baby. He was taken. I haven't seen him in about 16 months, maybe. He was taken.
And the middle two are also placed with your cousin Mercedes?
Yes. is this sign? Yeah.
Where do you currently live? This one's good.
Is this important? Why is it important?
Well, the reason why I'm asking this question is because what I'm trying to look at with visits with your children, just trying to see in regards to whether or not visits are accessible to you. So as we're going through the service plan and we're going through what the facts that I have in my notes,
Okay.
I'm trying to take into account the services that DCF provides for you and the supports they put in place for you to be able to see your children and possibly work towards reunification.
DCF, they haven't been communicating with me. It's hard to get in touch with them. They'll tell me I need to do all this, that, and the other. And then some of the stuff I don't even know about. She's saying I live in this with an S.
All right, so I want to just go to the beginning of this latest care and protection. So, the father of your two middle children is Miguel Fernandez, correct?
Yes. Yes, that's correct.
And the father
Hey,
of
he's
the
hearing.
youngest child is Harold Peterson?
And we were together for 3 years.
The youngest child is Harold Peterson?
Yes. Yeah, that's the baby. Yeah, that's my baby. Junior. I miss him. It's just one.
Okay, so when I'm looking at the timeline, I think what I see here is when I'm looking at the timeline of the care and protection, there was an initial care and protection where Sienna and Isaiah was removed, and that's when you lived in Chicopee, is that correct?
Chicopee. Yes, that is correct.
And this latest care and protection was once you moved to Springfield.
Yeah, that's when I moved to Chicopee. That's when everything got started because we broke up. And so, I had to figure out a place, where I could have the kids with me. Yeah. And I was happy.
And then with this latest care and protection, you lived in Springfield with Mr. Harold Peterson.
Yes. I moved there with him a while back, but I didn't understand the part you said about the third child. What did you say?
So the last parent protection that resulted in your kids being removed. So initially, what I have in my notes is that there was a parent protection that resulted in your kids being removed, but then they were returned to your care after you did services with the department. And then later on, when you had a baby with Mr. Peterson, the children were removed again, and that's what resulted in this particular termination trial. Is that not correct?
Right for the baby. Let's see, the first, second, fourth. Yeah.
Yeah. But with the third, all three children were removed, with two of them being placed with. So would you at any point reunified with the middle? At any point reunified with the Middleton?
I did. I was before, but I don't know. Apparently, sounds like we're off on the order here. Something's not right with the sequence. So with the first child, Jermaine, he was taken away. And then after a while, I just did what I had to do, suffered through that. And then, there were visitations that started, everything was fine. And then after a while, I met Howard and we were together. That was short, and there was a lot of things that we went through. And then I was happy. And then that's when I had my second children. Everything seemed to be going okay. And then life happened, stuff started getting messed up, and then, that's when everything started happening. So, the kids were taken away, but, I got them back after 16 months. It was a struggle. Finally, I was able to get them back. I missed the month, 2010. But the last child, I wasn't able to get back. January 31st, I'm supposed to get him back. 2010, January 31st, 2010. And it was 16 months of haggling and going back and forth of all these different things and doing different tasks that I was told to do by DCF. I'm supposed to get them back. But everything got messed up again. Oh.
So when you say it's not working out, things aren't going right, what is it that you see as the issues with DCF that you say it's not working out?
The communication access. There's no communication access. No interpreter. Nothing. They're like, oh, there's no interpreter available. And I'm like, what? Read your lips. Are you serious? Writing back and forth? Come on. I'm supposed to be able to talk clearly in sign language. But we're talking about my kids. There's nothing more precious in the world. And everything keeps getting messed up. They don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what they're saying. We're talking about kids. All my kids going back and forth. Everything's getting messed up. Communication is important. It's important for me to be able to have an interpreter. Ugh.
Does he have access to a car?
No, I don't drive. I don't drive. I take transportation, maybe a taxi or walk. I don't drive though. I don't have money for that. I ain't rich.
So can you tell me a little bit about your health situation right now?
I get sick every now and then. Nothing serious though. I just have allergies. I don't know. I don't think it's too serious or anything. I had meningitis when I was a baby. That's what caused me to be deaf. My baby has asthma. I don't, but my baby does.
So is the not having access to a car the only impact you have on your ability to get around right now?
Oh yes, it's tight. Things aren't easy. Always having to ask people to bum a ride. It's hard. I don't have a choice though. What else can I do?
So even though the children's home with your cousin are in Springfield, it's still quite a distance for you to visit with them.
Yeah. Right. Right. I just try my best.
I'm trying my best.
I've got to see the kids. That's what's important. People don't get it. People don't understand.
Now, have you discussed any of these transportation issues with the DCF social worker?
Yeah, I've told them already a million times. It's like it goes right over their head. They're so okay, okay, and I'm like, hey, I need an interpreter. Hey, I need issues with transport. I have issues with transportation and funds, and it's just like they're ignoring me. They're going all I'll explain these things over and over again. It seems like it goes right over their head, and they're like, okay, but you still need to do this, this, and the other. I'm sick of it. This isn't fair. They ain't helped me with nothing. Nothing. And I need help. They won't even provide an interpreter.